Fuck. This is wild. 10,000. Are we streaming? Okay. A little confused. Bit of technical difficulties. But hey there, hi there, ho, ho, ho there, Internet. It's good to see you. Got some good news. Some news I feel like we could work with. If you haven't been paying attention, Afroman was recently sued by the police. Now, he was sued by the police because they broke into his house for no good reason. They were accusing him of having trafficking people and having drugs. Meanwhile, like everybody who was involved with Epstein's Island in America, all of them are free. Like none of them are facing any consequences, but they went after Afroman. Find it kind of ironic, but you may not know this. Afroman and myself, we have several different points of overlap. Longest city I stayed in when I was in the LA area was Palmdale. Now I didn't know much about Afroman, but as soon as I got to Palmdale and people knew I lived there, the first question they asked was, "Do I know Afroman?" I was like, "Why should I know him?" Apparently, he's just like known for being a Palmdale rapper. So we were in the same neighborhoods. A lot of the harassment I received from the police, like the final straw, the last video of me getting harassed by the police before my largest channel got shut down. That was me getting harassed in Palmdale. I was like coming from the gym in Palmdale, and the police stopped me. I made a video about it. The rest is history because they made my channel history. Now, it wasn't just Palmdale. Like the video I posted 2012-ish, that first, got my channel put on a list. This was around the time I started getting shadow banned. So before my channel was taken down completely, they started to manipulate the algorithms to for people who had subscribed to me. They weren't getting notifications, or they were telling me that YouTube had automatically unsubscribed them. They were like, "I don't know what happened, but it just unsubscribed me from your channel." Yeah, that was 2012, and I was in the neighboring city, Chino, when I shot that video. But it was like LA police. They fuck with me hard. It was something I normalized, but then in the Bay Area, I was getting fucked with. California in general, it is just like the police. They're not there to help you. And then after I lost my largest channel, I found out it was eventually found out it was because of something called the Atlantic Council. And they were it was this board where they had the ability to shut people down, and they had Israel. They had a voice. So before they were taking down my channel, they were taking down Palestinian channels who were posting the war crimes that the IDF was doing. And the police that were harassing me, they were getting trained in Israel by the IDF and showing like the tactics they use to beat and humiliate the Palestinians. So that's why it's just like it seems like the California police were particularly vile, because they were being trained by people currently perpetrating a genocide. Now currently they're being bombed by Iran, but they're complaining about the war crimes that they say Iran is doing. but they just spent 2 years killing women and children indiscriminately. I mean, killing men too, but people have only sympathy for women and children. We should have sympathy for all the people who, just trying to make the world better, being killed by entitled sacks of garbage who are thieves, regardless of whatever funny hats they're wearing. I don't think religion plays a part in it, because what is your religion? I mean, I don't give a shit what your religion is or what your intentions are. Let me see your religion in action. What does that look like? The gospel on his feet. To paraphrase Malcolm X. And what does it look like when your religion is in action? If your religion presents as killing kids, starving families, yeah, that's vile. That's like I'm anti whatever that is. But the police who were trained by those people, they had the ability to shut down my channel. That's when so I lost my largest channel in 2014. And it's just like, I, even after starting other channels and all that shit, because it's just like, I fully understand how rigged the entertainment industry is. If you get in there and you're not just like a yes man, someone who's just willing to recite whatever they put in front of you, someone who is prepared to throw your own community under the bus, like ask people to take experimental concoctions and inject them in their arms. If you are against that, if you're someone who just wants people to think critically, you want people to wake up to the criminals that are currently driving the ship so we can do something about it, like a revolutionary like myself. You get targeted. You get targeted by the same people who just sued Afroman because Afroman hurt their feelings after they went into his house with guns drawn, robbing him, breaking his shit up, treating him like a criminal. And they were all criminals. He largely just pointed out the shit that the criminality they were engaged in even before stepping foot in his house. We're talking pedophilia, people fucking I forget the term he had for it, but it was like people fucking people getting their dick sucked by people to prevent sending them to jail. Coercion, like coercing women to fuck disgusting people. So Afroman, you can't even really say it's a win because he had to pay all that money for legal fees. But I guess he's getting more exposure, because I didn't know anything about his video, his songs until, the court date. And I know there's a lot more people like his whole thing. I just wish him much success. But, I think it's time we get proactive against these crooked cops. Like, instead of waiting for them to sue us after violating our rights, molesting children, doing all kinds of unspeakable shit. Why don't we get justice for some of the people who they were able to already silence? When are we going to get justice for Natesvlogs? I mean, shit. That would be, if you want to see more of the edited content, that would be a heavy incentive for me to want to invest my time to taking, creating a lot more content. Because the reason why I don't take all the time to edit, I gotta get my finances outside of the online community now. But also, it's just like I could take days to edit something, and then as soon as I post it, it gets taken down immediately. So it's just like, yeah, that is disheartening, and it's set up like that for a reason. Because the shit that I posted to make you think. I mean, and that's what the art should be doing. But they just want a bunch of coons. They want people who just sing and dance for you. Just tell you like, hey, it's safe and effective. Believe the government. It's cool. Everything is all right. Nate, I see you doing long form videos for YouTube and be successful. I see a lot of people covering geopoliticals and 45 plus videos and doing great, although I don't agree with them. Well, yeah, because they're on YouTube. Like, that's what I was kind of getting at. If YouTube allows it, if YouTube favors it on their algorithm, it's garbage. You know, the old school algorithm was like, it went off of what you guys engaged with. Now it's just like they force feed you shit. I was telling someone this, that it was just like not too long ago, was discussing after losing my channels, like I would occasionally pop in on YouTube from like a fresh browser, you know, was no history on it, and just type YouTube, just see what was on the front page. And that shit hurt my heart. They had like this white girl just stole the format for employee evaluations. She was just covering you know, certain videos. Like when she would, you know, when I would discuss certain topics, I had to get away from all that world star hip hop shit. That was a trap. I started to recognize that after it was the Schmeischer video. When I noticed the people going over there like, you fat nigger bitch. And then they were like, yeah, Nate sent me. And I was like, nah, that's not at all what I'm about. I don't want nobody mad. So I started to get away from that. I mean, even when I did cover any of that stuff, it was more so just the cultural shit, you know, not like obviously not racism, but like it was like the chick who they had who knocked my shit off. Like YouTube took me down. She took off. Like they allowed her on the front page, just carbon copy with no soul. The criticism was just extremely fucking racist. You know, I got no hatred towards my people when I discuss them. When I say anything critical, it's because I want to see you do better. You know, but it's just like the people who they allowed to be on the front page, millions and millions of views guaranteed. Like it's like YouTube is just pushing these people. Yeah, it's hate filled, and you know, that's also I started really getting the shadow ban in 2012. That was after the Schmeischer video, but it was, you know, also had like, you know, the police video that didn't help. It was like just a confluence of me just showing like, yeah, I have principles. You know, it's like they were able to get me to do certain stuff. They really could get me to like sell out like that. I mean, it's just, but it was like they would bring me into the little offices at the time. This is when I was still with full screen and whatnot. And like different companies and networks used to have like these little powwow sessions where they would try to get me to just break away from certain principles. But yeah, you know, I held strong. You know, I walked away. Only person I know to walk away for more money than me is Dave Chappelle. And I said that to Sugar T. She said that she walked away for more money. I don't know her story, but like I said, personally, yeah, because for me, like, you know, once you become established, you start making more than you need. It just becomes about legacy, and that's how I started to see it. And yeah, and that's when they were just like, crush this nigger. Yeah. Well, and then, a big part of it was me posting the police harassment. But like they still, like Full Screen still kind of kept me around because they still saw some utility, because the people, they listened to me, so they were just trying to get me to do all those sponsorship deals and all that. But you see the content. I was like, I had to keep it real. I mean, I wasn't just going to be selling everybody a bunch of shit that I didn't believe in, and yeah. So I start to make a big stink, and that's when yeah, they have ways of keeping people in their place. I start to struggle financially once I start to be too much of a problem, like calling out too much of shit. But then I found, after the fuck Full Screen stuff, I found like sponsorships from another website, uh, which was like, it was better for me because it was like an upfront payment. Like a lot of, I mean, they did that sometimes with Full Screen, but a lot of it was CP, like it was money you made for the view after the content, and then they would boost your views and all that shit. But yeah, but the sponsorship website I was fucking with got bought up by Google, and that went to shit. And yeah, that's why it's just like Google's not your friend. You can't trust anything anybody says about any product that you see online, unless it's me. And I don't talk about products. No brands. No, I'm not cattle. Um, but yeah, just I had a friend who was uh, they bought a computer because someone online was just so in love with it. All they did was talk about how much they loved it, and it was a Schminovo. And then she got the computer. She was like, "Man, this computer is shit. Why were they hyping it up?" I was like, "You listen to someone who's like just all they talk about is this computer. They probably have just a normal, like a regular brand deal for this computer. And they if they got a link in the fucking if they got a link in their video description, that is probably a percentage they get for ripping you off, selling you some garbage." And she fell for it. And I was just like, yeah, don't fall for it. All of the unbiased reviews is just garbage. Like I said, when Google bought the website, uh, every criticism I had for the products, they made me take it out before I could get paid. It should have been like an unbiased arbiter, like give your honest review, because that was like part of the description when you were accepting the money is like give an honest review. Well, honest review, this shit broke on me. But they don't want you to say that. So it's like you want me to lie, want me to omit like my honesty that would discredit someone from buying it or discourage someone from buying it. But yeah, don't fall for it. That's why it's just like we gotta sue them all. Afroman won the website. Afroman won the lawsuit. We should use this rush to heal. Like the police sued him for almost $4 million because they got their feelings hurt for breaking into his house, pulling guns on him in front of his kids, robbing him. And then he says something about it. He's like, "Hey, these police, they robbed me and pulled guns on me," and he did it in an entertaining fashion, something that appeals to his fans. And he got sued for $4 million. And it's just like look at the incentive structure. Like they fuck him over. They do. They treat him powerless. They abuse their power over him. He acknowledges that, and he gets in trouble. Like even though they didn't take the $4 million, he still had to pay for lawyers. He still had to do go through all this rigmarole. So it's just like right now, they don't know their consequences. The police who I filmed harassing me, back in 2012 when they said I looked like a dark-skinned Hispanic man. I posted the video. The cat in the video, he was like, "Hey, don't post that on YouTube. I wouldn't do that if I were you." Right? He knew that they had those connections to start silencing my channel. But I went to the police, his lead the next day to explain to him, like, dude, this is not okay. They said I look like a dark skinned Hispanic man who's a foot shorter than me in a community that's predominantly Hispanic people, right? And I was just like, you have to understand this is crazy. And then I was like, can you pull up the picture? He was like, well, you kind of do fit the description. I'm like, I kind of do fit like, if you look at this cat, they didn't even want to show what the dude looked like again in the video because they knew how preposterous it was to say, hey, you fit the description of this person. They knew it was ridiculous. That's why the Kermit the Frog sounding cop, he was just like, well, what are you going to do? You fit the description. And his boss just echoed exactly what he said. And they never paid a cost for it. And that's like, that's standard affair. I remember it was when I got jumped, this was a few years before that, before, I got into YouTube. The cops who I called, who I thought would help me, they were talking to me like I was a gang member. It was like, yeah, and then like the house where I got jumped at was owned by a white dude. So they didn't even go in the house. They didn't bring anybody out. They just assumed that I was the problem. I went to the police chief the next day, tried to get that sorted out. And it's just like, once again, no help. This is why people of my persuasion don't fuck with the police. They're never helpful. They will harass you, but you call them, someone stole your car, they don't show up. But they'll show up to your house when you don't want them there, and they'll pull guns on you in front of your kids, and they'll rob you. But like I said, that's not very helpful. They don't help you. I miss your raps at the end of each employee evaluation. Well, listen up. I'm about to give hope. You want a revolution? I'm going to give you some notes. About an OG, hella deep in the game. Now they call me Natesvlogs, and I'm keeping the name. With no expensive shoes, I paid extensive dues. I got big on a platform I don't get to use. Yeah, I talked a lot of smack, but the shit was true. And if you try to fight back, they'll get to you. My wisdom shine like some glistening jewels. Now they only provide you with auspicious fools. They turn all tech to divisive tools. Turn off your screen, man. Forget the news. And run by dudes with some missing rules. If you play that game, they only fit to lose. They stole so much bread they won't get to use. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm like getting carried away. But yeah, you go watch the latest installment over at Natesvlogs.net. That's still in there. Like I said, I don't post that kind of stuff on here because these are the censoring websites. It's until we have an incentive structure that protects me and my content, my freedom of speech. They could just shut my shit down randomly. I could lose decades of content. That shit happened overnight, and it's just like no reason. Or reason was standing up to tyranny. The shit that they should have been elevating my content. The reasons, like when I was the only person making people question those vaccines that you should have been questioning, because now we got turbo cancer. It's an epidemic now. Blood clots. It's an epidemic. We got all kinds of health issues from people not questioning that shit. And I got that personal in my family. if you didn't get the vaccine, um, and everyone was calling you stupid, idiot. They were saying something's wrong with you. And then those same people, now they don't want to talk about the vaccine. They hush hush. They're real quiet about it. They're definitely not up to date on their boosters. No apologies. Just call them up and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna get a vaccine. I'm getting the vaccine. I did that the other day, and someone was like, "Why would you do that?" And then, funny enough, it was a clip. I don't watch Dave or what's his name, Bill Maher. But it was like a recent clip of him and like two other people discussing the vaccine. And one dude was just like, there was two people, Bill Maher included. They were like, yeah, we got the vaccine, but they were acknowledging that it had all these the deleterious health effects. And then this one dude, he was just like, yeah, I love the vaccine. I'll get it again if I have to. And he was like, yeah, you got it. He was talking shit about people who didn't get the vaccine because he was like, yeah, that's the reason why it didn't work. Because not everyone got it. Like if you need other people to get it, it's like for my deodorant to work, you got to wear it too. For my condom to work, you got to wear one too. It doesn't make sense. This is piss poor logic. If it works, it should only work if you take it, right? You should be the only one to take it and protect you. The other people, if they want to live the wild west, have at it. Let their immunity do the work. That's what I did, and I was better off than all the people I know who got vaccinated. But that's another story. The swap meet shirts in Impala, beautiful open fields. Man, that evaluation is goated, bro. Well, I mean, if you go to the SoundCloud, you can get the extended version, and that's got like the extra verse because you notice I didn't get all of the rappers who were in the song. So the extended version, I just use up the entire beat and just go rooter to the toot on it. So, and it's got the SoundCloud also has the Revolution of Musical. So check that out over there. It's Natesvlogs on SoundCloud. Best part was Nate's rap at the end, replacing theirs. Well, appreciate it. They can never admit any wrong. Do what Afroman is doing, and do a video and get paid. Well, let's do it. Somebody, all I need, if everybody watching right now just gave me $1 single $1 million. That's like back rent. I mean, before we start seeing hyperinflation, that's a few loaves of bread. I would have to convert it immediately. If you got bricks bucks, let's do that because that's more stable. Sounds like my mom. She never admits she wrong. Well, yeah. It's hard to have trust when someone can't admit they're wrong. And that's why we live in a nation where trust is an all-time low. It was like the statistics showing like how sex diminished from the 90s till now. And I think a big part of that is just the trust is gone. A big part of it is just like a lot of people just haven't been brought up right. They got the fucked up priorities. And I also think a big part of it is pyramid scams. Like I never get excited when anyone just starts getting super animated around me. it used to titillate me and just like, yeah, I feel like I'm the shit. Now it's just like, okay, they're probably trying to rope me into some Herbalife type scam. Some have me selling life insurance or something. You know, that shit happened multiple times where it's like super friendly, sexy little thing starts inviting me, and it's just like a fucking scam situation. Also, good amount of them, they got like, you know, OnlyFans, which is like, do you? But, you know, I try not to fuck community property. It's just personal preference. And, you know, that's not even getting into the possibility of them being a trans. No, you know, you got, everyone's got a preference around that. It's not mine. But yeah, anytime like a chick, I don't give a shit how attractive she is. Like she mentions her pronouns, like my pronouns are she, her. I just assume it's a dude. I it's like, it's cool. I'm no judgment. I mean, you might be I met someone who swear they're biological women. They just like to say pronouns first. I just don't trust it personally. And like I said, it's just hard to get past all of this stuff. And big part of it, I just got to get out the country because I think that's our culture. Like so many people have normalized the culture. I like being around women who can like laugh at the absurdity of like the shit that most women think is cool and normal. Like when they hear like another woman talking, like, man, is she crazy? What's wrong with her? That's like, oh, whew, thank you. I thought I was the only one. But usually, um, by the time they get to that point, they're like lesbians. Like they deal with women like guys deal with women. And they start to see through them, and they're like, man, this bitch is crazy. Um, but yeah, someone who's not a lesbian, maybe she lesed out a little bit, but definitely just got her shit together. Um, let's go, Nate. You got it. You handled it a lot better than I would have, Nate. I would have crashed out. Man. A big part of being Nate is, I mean, nobody has experienced uh, the version of myself that I had to be to survive like different parts of the Bay Area. Right. So I meet a lot of pretend crazy people, like pretend tough and all that shit. And you know, like they start like really just getting boisterous, loud. Uh, um, you know, they start going crazy around other people. They start getting around me, and they say I don't get too loud. You know, I could be quiet. I could not say anything, but then they start shutting up because they realize that they're pretending to be crazy, and I'm pretending to be normal. And yeah, so it's uh, I've I've had that. It's like certain areas it's a real problem. Certain areas it's like genuinely hood. Like you got motherfuckers that are just really go there. I treat everyone with respect. That's like the base layer. I never um come out of pocket like that. People who do come out like that, trying to pretend crazy, like that's how you know, because like you're not that tough. And if you really about anything, you would know treat anybody with respect because you never know what someone else is going through or what someone else is capable of, right? But yeah, I haven't crashed out in a minute. It's been a while, but you know, also uh, last time, you know, I've gotten to a point where it's just like last time a dude hits me has been like over 20 years ago at this point. I didn't say that was the last time I've been hit, but the last time a dude hit me, I was also jumped. It was like the motherfucker first hit me. I was like, he was a foot taller than me, and he still had to jump me. He hit me while I was while I was sitting down. Because dudes know shit. There's consequences to my action. Typically, if I was telling someone the other day, I was like, if I do crash out on somebody, they're not going to be struggling harder than me. I try to make that a point. It's not going to be someone who's just like a homeless meth addict. I mean, maybe if I had to, if they push my back against the wall, where it's like they're coming at me and it's, defend myself. I mean, I would hate for it to get to that point. I've almost had that happen, but I try to de-escalate that. People I look forward to crashing out on motherfuckers who never face consequences. It's gonna be like some rich piece of shit who tells me that they could buy and sell me like stock on the open market. Like it's gonna be that kind of that's the person I'm like waiting for. And I've been around where I was just like I was this close to doing that. But it's also got to be about opportunity. Um, if I'm on a hike in the middle of nowhere, there was an EMP blast and all technology is down, and I see some people who destroyed our economy who are on the Epstein list, and they're just like buy a big cravat, like a big dip, big fall, like Grand Canyon type shit. And they're just like, walking around precariously. I don't know. The opportunity is just there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah, the people who tried to get me to crash out the most recently, like I said, I haven't been hit by a guy in over 20 years. But that doesn't mean I haven't been hit. Women have hit me multiple times. Usually, not just women I'm dating, women who have interest in me, entitlement. And if I'm not interested, I've just been hit. Like sometimes it's playful. If someone can playfully hit you, they can really hit you. That's why it's just like I was trying to have a female friend. Like I had like a female friend who I would go out with. At the end of she didn't want to leave it where I wanted to leave it when it came to our relationship. But it's like I missed the safety of having like a woman around because I get hit by women more than anything, and sometimes I just feel like they don't know about the crash out. There was it was an advertisement for a app where you could just hit somebody. Like you can, it's like Uber for getting having a woman come and hit another woman for you. I was like, that's kind of ingenious. I would be interested in something like that, but I feel like I haven't crashed out, but I've been pushed to try to crash out. The last people who really tried to do that were just like random women who I don't know who don't know me from shit. And it was alcohol involved. That's why, man, it'd be nice to have like an environment where you could like meet people, cool people who are sober and not violent. But like I said, everyone has trust issues, and plus, when I'm super sober, like I'm super guarded, which I should be. Everyone should be guarded because you could be around someone who's trying to size you up to rob you, and yeah, it's like a whole nother can of worms right there. But yeah. South gonna hold it down. Uno momento. Hot as all get out currently. No war with Iran. Shama Sawant, got to see her just yesterday. Cool as shit. She's gonna be in the Bay Area shortly. So if you're in that area, go check her out. I gotta get Elaine Brown's number because I want them to connect. Elaine Brown, last leader of the Black Panthers. Elaine Brown, she ended up winning $80 million from being assaulted by a government official. And instead of storing that in her pocket, like, buying a bunch of shit she doesn't need, or, just putting that in stocks and watching it, like becoming a 100 millionaire, then a billionaire. And, that's not where her mind is. So she started Black Panther Housing, which is housing for the least of the chronically homeless, people getting out of jail, people who have difficulty finding housing. And I'm of the belief, you see one person who only got tens of millions of dollars due to getting assaulted by a government official, like using whatever she got to help the people. And when she was a leader of the Black Panthers, of course, that's you already know about the health care, free health care for the community, breakfast program for the kids, and all of the aid that they provided for not just Black people. But we were talking about people who come from nothing, using whatever they get to help uplift. And we got people who have almost they're trillionaires. Like we're not talking about the public billionaires. Those, I mean, yes, they have enough money to wipe out world hunger. We could make that shit. We could just hunger. But we give it to these people because trickle down. We're going to have trickle down economy. They're going to trickle some of their money on us. Meanwhile, each year they have more money than last year. Elon Musk, $800 billion. And not only that, he was, I came across this video where he was saying you have 4 years to get rich, or it's just like you're just going to be completely useless.
Like squirreling money away for retirement in like 10 or 20 years.
Oh, this is a different video.
Either we're not going to.
This is a different video, but this is the same kind of energy. He was saying he was saying people who are wasting their time getting saving for retirement in 10 to 20 years, you got a rude awakening. That money's going to be worthless. Or he didn't say the money's going to be worthless. He said you're wasting your time. So they maybe they're just planning on just culling all of you poors. Like, you think you're going to save up and retire? Like, no, we're building robots that are going to kill you.
It just like it's you won't need to save for retirement. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant. Well, one side recommendation I have is
saving for retirement will be irrelevant. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because we gave him all of our money, so he's going to invest in ways to kill us. That's what I would believe. But hey, let's just sit and wait and let him accumulate more money, so he can decide what's going to happen to us. Or we can have a revolution. We take motherfuckers like this out in the streets, and we do what needs to be done. But where's this other clip? This motherfucker, it's weird how comfortable he is just telling us what's going to happen while he's taking our money. Like, the only power he has comes from the wealth that he steals from us. Oh shit. Fudge and popsicle. I'm gonna have to find that clip. I may not have saved it. But one of the reasons, yeah, the inspiration for me bringing up Elaine Brown, because she took $80 million instead of keeping it and hoarding it to herself. She helps the community. Shama Sawant, she is the only politician who takes all of the money she was making when she was on city council, everything above the median income of Seattle, and she donates it. She's like, I don't need this money. So that we see politicians, not only do they take the money that we pay them from their job and keep it to themselves, but then they take more money. They get this lobbyist money. They're like, that's not enough. I need more money. And of course, your value is not derived by what you have, but by what you can go without. That's why Shama Sawant's like the most valuable politician in the country. Because not only does she not take the bribes and the lucre from the lobbyists, like she takes the extra money from her job and she gives it back. And that's the precedent we should see with all politicians. I know a lot of people can't take the extra money and give it back, but at least stop taking the bribes. Make lobbying illegal. Like that it serves no benefit other than corrupting our politicians. Like people want to turn APAC into a foreign lobbying group, which I mean I'm not against, but I'm also against. I'm also for making lobbying illegal entirely. Foreign lobby, domestic lobby, all of that shit. Like we're talking about these corporations, like they're figuring out politicians to buy so they can like get subsidies to the richest people in the world. And the only thing we need to do is just make it so that all subsidies can only go to worker-owned businesses. And it's just like wherever you are, wherever you go, when you go into a store, it should be owned by the people who work there. I mean, wouldn't that change the service? If Walmart was worker-owned, because Walmart is not currently worker-owned, so all the subsidies that go to the Walton family, who did not found Walmart, the people who actually created it, they're dead. And even if they created, I mean, they only got it so big because they were able to buy up politicians like the Clintons. It's an Arkansas-based company. And the kids who inherited it, you got one of them committed multiple drunk driving accidents, including killing someone. And the only person to get in trouble from her killing someone was the arresting cop, because the cop was rude to her after she killed someone while driving drunk. And it's just like she has so much money, she was able to be above the law, and she did not earn it. It's not like she's clocking in and being a cashier and she's just a valued team member. No, she's worthless. It was a post where they were showing like the people who did encounter her. They were like, she's rude as fuck. She's just a horrible human being. And she just inherited all that money and all that privilege and thinks that she's better. And that's like the Elon Musk's. He's telling us like, oh, yeah, don't worry about saving. Just 20 years from now, don't even think about it, dude. By 2030, you're done. Time's up. Oh, and that's why I wish I could find the clip where he was saying, you have 4 years to get really rich. 4 years. Well, I'll find it. And if you got 4 years to get really rich, you know what we can really help you get rich? going to the billionaires who stole your money and getting it back. I don't, if something were to happen to them where they had to liquefy their assets, you know, the billionaire pledge, what is it, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and all these billionaires who signed this pledge saying when they die, they'll give all their money to charity. I mean, that's a big scam because they're going to put it in charities that you know their pedophile brethren are in charge of. Big scams like World Health Organization, you know, the consolidating power. But how about we make it so we get the money back, like the money that they stole from us back. You have when you start having people who don't have more money than entire nations, then they stop having the ability to dictate the direction of this country. You know, they stop being able to say you got 4 years to really get rich, or it's just a wrap. They don't tell you, hey, you can't. What's the point of saving money? You know, like don't. There's not going to be anything to save for. After 2030, you're done. You know, we won't have this arrogance. And I, for one, I'm here for it. Oh yeah, and here's the.
I didn't win. America won. America still has freedom of speech. It's still for the people, by the people.
Afroman becoming emotional there as he says this fight was bigger than him. It was about free speech and what he describes as corruption in this sheriff's department. I spoke to one supporter who came all the way from Dallas. I have more on that and more reaction from the rapper tonight at 11. In Adams.
And he says we still have free speech. And I'm sure he feels that for himself. And I'm proud of him for attaining it for himself. But like I said, largest YouTube channel taken down, still not put up. I was pointing out a lot of these corrupt cops similar to him. Yeah, I never got the legal team to go after him or the Google. Yeah, and they really should because, like I said, they've been running a racket. I was taken down from their platform for critiquing an experimental medication or drug that they were forcing into people that they were directly profiting from. So I couldn't critique their product on their platform. And let's not forget, Google is the government. You can't say, oh, it's a private corporation. No, it's not. It is the fucking government. Google was started with government money at government labs. Bill and Melinda Gates labs in Stanford, and Bill and Melinda Gates. They're all of these motherfuckers are working with the government. They introduce technology that we create with our tax dollars. They bring it to the public, and they are the face of it. Meanwhile, they get like billion-dollar contracts with the Pentagon, the CIA, and you know they use their technology to steal your data. And you know, I was one of the people trying to make you aware of a lot of that stuff. Some of the stuff I was like copacetic with when I was still ignorant to how everything worked. You know, I got a real taste of what was going on once I, lost my largest channel, or even before then, I was starting to kick up dust. But after I lost it, and the video I made got big on Reddit, and other YouTubers started picking it up. That's when they started letting me know about the Atlantic Council and all of these nefarious organizations that curtail our freedom of speech. So It's not new. I mean, it's good that Afroman won. Well, he didn't lose $4 million. He still lost a bunch of money from the lawsuit, and I'm hoping he recuperates from all of the content he's making off of the lawsuit. But yeah, yeah, we need, like I said, we need to get proactive. We need to make it so that people who were silenced, not even just myself, of course, selfishly, it would be good because it has been over 12 years since they took down my largest channel, and that's like 12 years of income that I've been missing out on. I had to like do all kinds of maneuvering, building in different fields. I mean, I had a whole lot of expanded skill set to draw from to find new avenues of revenue. But, still haven't been made whole. So it's time. I know I'm in rarefied air. You try to walk a mile in my shoes, you be terrified, scared. I found the audience that cared when I shared. Then Google shut me down. Now the net's full of verified squares. Now I'm not saying I'm the best. When I find somebody better, that's the day I take a rest. Until the day is pressure and it's building on my chest. That's the games of pressures that's coming from my neck. But pressure make diamonds. That's why I'm always shining. I need change. That's why I'm always grinding. A new seat change is always on my mind. Until then, I'm a man on assignment. I'm a man on a mission. Got heart, got soul, got vision. When tyrants on the rise, I stand in opposition because I'm a man on a mission. If all is feasible while on your P's and Q's and these war criminals want killer sprees and coups, then beseech the news to deceive the fools. Now fewer people still believe it's true. What are good folks like you and me to do? It's time to build a new world and then see it through. That's why they want to divide between me and you so we can live in their world where their greed is cool. But that's not my intention. We're here to save the world, and I hope you pay attention. I know our ascension will acquire their suspicion, but we need to multiply. We don't need no damn division. And my hood is hell with no intermission. They throw you in the cell with no intervention. Unless you're the son of a crooked politician, that's how I know we need to overthrow this system. And that's why I'm a man on a mission. This system gonna need a demolition. When it's time to hit the button, I'll be standing in position because I'm a man on a mission. But yeah, I'm going to hop on off. Still got some cleaning to do, some business to take care of, forms to fill out. But you can expect a new employee evaluation over on Natesvlogs.net. And yeah, I'm going to be making a company some of the discussion that we had tonight with videos over there as well, because I really do want to see something finally get done. Like we need to have like a surge, not just myself, but a lot of people who've been fucked over by YouTube or any free speech platform, any all of the government interventions to all of the major platforms. So TikTok right now, I'm getting all kinds of ads for TikTok. It got bought up by Zionist media, same people who bought up CBS. They're silencing all of the people who are critical of Israel, a foreign nation, foreign racist Nazis. Yeah, the evil colonizers. They bought up TikTok, so you can't criticize them, and they just lay down narratives that they are the victims as they continue to victimize people. And this is, it's nothing new. I mean, that's what America was founded on. Just like we're religiously persecuted in Europe, so we came here to steal the brown people's land, and you have to feel bad for us. And it's just like, yeah, nah, the vast majority of people are against the Epstein class. For us to actually do something to this empire, it's going to require more than just voting for someone who hates you every 4 years, 2 to 4 years. Yes, we need to get litigious. We also just need to get in their faces. I love seeing people camped outside of politicians' houses. And if you're homeless, just set up a camp outside of a politician's house who made you homeless. We're going to have to get inventive. But yeah, so it's go check out nateflix.net for some of the background if that's a little bit outside of your realm of understanding, because I color in some of the spots that you may be missing. But yeah, more content coming, and I'll do some more lives. But yeah, it's good catching up with you guys. Be good to each other. Peace. Unless you're a fascist, don't be good to fascists.